All right, man. Peace. So, one of the different things that, if you're not a native New Yorker, you probably won't know what I'm talking about. But, this can apply anywhere you go in the world, wherever you are in the world when you're listening to this broadcast. I think it's very important, especially for men, to have the understanding when to choose your battles, to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself out of a lot of trouble, and to keep yourself not from dying or getting seriously injured. Now, I remember doing a broadcast and I had a conversation talking about how there was a man that got on a subway train who decided to bully a man and his girlfriend while on a train. It got so bad to the point that after the argument, the man that was bullying the other man and his girlfriend decided to take out a gun and threaten to shoot him before the train got into the station. The reality of that situation was the outcome of that situation was that the bully got shot in his head because the other guy grabbed the gun in time in order to shoot him to protect himself. Now, this is my thing. I've been in situations where you have those dudes that's bugged out on a New York City subway train. They're willing to start with somebody, they're angry at the world about something, or they just want to be able to get a reaction out of people. The problem when you're dealing with these violent souls, these very demonic spirits of people, because people do have spirits. Everybody do have spirits. Everybody has their whole way about them, whether it's an angel felt spirit or if it's a demonic type of spirit within someone. The thing that we have to learn and we have to understand is pick our battles and choose our battles wisely, because sometimes you might see someone who really wants to start something and they start something with you. You might have a bad day. So you want to respond by giving negativity that was given to you. But at the same time, you don't want to be that dude that's going to end up in a hospital. You don't want to be that dude that might end up dead because of what you decided to do and how you decided to act when it came to that reaction. It's always that saying that they say it's 90% of the situation. It's 10% of the situation. It's 90% of what you do from that situation. So let's check out this video real quick. I'm gonna make some commentary. So Pete.
Scary moments for the MTA worker who's now in the hospital. He's going to be checked out, but the good news is he will be okay. We can tell you that take a look at this video that was taken in the last 2 hours. You can see that MTA worker's hands both bandaged up. An ambulance.
So for context, basically the man that you're seeing with the MTA uniform on the right had got into an argument with a deranged man at the F train station in Queens, in which the guy started with him. They got into an argument. And after that, the man grabbed a knife out and stabbed the man in his hands when he started to put up his hands and started to put up his fist to fight. Now, in my honest opinion, the situation obviously could have been avoided, unless it was the fact of the matter the man is lunging at you and he puts your hands on you once, or even when he swings at you, then you have to protect yourself. But usually sometimes walking away from a situation is the best call you can ever do so that you can ignore the foolishness that that person with a demonic spirit that they have on them is coming at you with.
Standing by, and of course, police here at the 179th Street station outside the F train. You can see it all unfolding just before 4 o'clock this morning, where the MTA worker was assaulted. They say that 54-year-old worker was cleaning a stationary train that would have been headed southbound. The suspect approached that MTA worker and the two started arguing. That verbal dispute escalated when the suspect then pulled a knife. The MTA worker, trying to protect his face, was then slashed in both hands before the suspect took off running.
And I know what people are saying, well, the guy started with him, so he decided to protect himself and stuff like that. Absolutely. I would never say that a man shouldn't protect themselves in certain situations as for call this. But the problem that I'm saying is that the way that he went about it could have been avoided 100%. Now, I understand the man is just doing his job. He's just cleaning the train before it rolls out the station, and he's just doing exactly what he's told to do. Now, certain situations calls for certain measures. My only thing that I was saying within this video of what could have happened. Now, there's nothing he could have did or he couldn't control himself. And the man is sitting up there starting trouble with him and coming at him and stuff like that. And by all means, the brother was right by being able to say, hey, I got to protect myself. I don't like this. But a simple be like, look, listen, man, I don't want no issues. Can you please get away from me? Can you please mind your affairs? You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. If the man keeps coming at you, being villagely brine and stuff like that, remove yourself. It's better that brothers remove themselves out of the situation, regardless if you're working directly on that stationary train, than decide to get into an argument with people. I mean, it reminds me of this story once. A security guard was holding up a line and they allegedly another man got mad because there were a couple of people who was able to skip the line. And a young brother was confronted by one of the people that got aggravated, I think an Indian man that was at the time. And that Indian man started yelling, they'd be like, what the F? Why is these people able to skip the line and I'm standing on a line? And, the young brother got upset because of the fact of the matter that the Indian man had an attitude. And therefore, it called for a situation where it didn't need to be anything. They started getting into an argument. This man is a security guard. His job is just to secure the spot and make sure everything is moving along swiftly and quickly. And the young brother lost his cool. And with that being said, anything could have happened by then, because if he decided to get into a fight with the Indian man, he would have lost his job, even if it was the Indian man that started the argument first. Because the thing about it is, when it comes to professions or it comes to different situations, everybody's looking at you. Of course, it's the man that's sitting up there starting trouble and starting all these different things to pick a fight, but everybody's looking at what your reaction is going to be, especially if you are working in a profession, let's just say directly here at the F train station in Queens, or you are that young security guard that's guarding the lines and secure the lines, and somebody gets out of order and they want to curse and get upset because they're frustrated. We need to do a better job of keeping our peace at the end of the day and making sure that we don't get ourselves into situations where we don't need to.
As that fight began, he saw that suspect pull that knife and said, I have to protect my face. As he put up his hands, both of his hands were slashed. That suspect then took off running after slashing him twice in both hands. And the police are telling me that the suspect is on the loose right now and could be armed because no weapon was ever found here.
And with that being said, the brother was absolutely right by protecting his face and saying, I don't want my face harmed and stuff like that. So I got to put my face up to make sure that I'm protecting my face and I don't get hurt more than I need to. But if you agree or disagree with the content, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you also comment. Peace.